The Saturday evening was warm and easy, the kind of night where people linger in backyards, laughing over shared stories while glasses click together like soft bells. Nicole had invited a handful of friends to celebrate her recent promotion. Nothing fancy, just good food, a few drinks, and relaxed conversation. I wasn't expecting any kind of conflict, but the moment we stepped in, I sensed tension brewing. Brandon, one of her male friends, wore that familiar smug expression that always seemed to drip with superiority. He walked over right away, resting a hand on Nicole's shoulder while giving me a dismissive sideways glance. "Well, look at you," he announced loudly enough for others to hear. "Really trying to blend in tonight, huh?" A few chuckles rose around the group. Nicole gave me a nervous smile, unsure of how I'd react. Most men would have bristled or scrambled to defend themselves, but I didn't. I let the silence stretch, letting his arrogance hang in the air like smoke. Brandon, sensing he had an audience, pushed further. "Seriously, Nicole deserves someone a bit more exciting, don't you think?" More laughter erupted, sharper this time. I didn't react immediately. I took a slow sip of my drink, let the moment breathe, then leveled a calm, steady gaze at him. "Interesting take," I replied quietly. It's funny how bold people get when they think a crowd is backing them. Alone, that confidence usually disappears. The shift was instant. His smirk collapsed, and the laughter around us died abruptly. Eyes swung toward us, the group suddenly unsure of where this was heading. Nicole's mouth fell open slightly. The amusement she'd shown moments before vanished, replaced with surprise. In that second, she realized she had underestimated me. Brandon tried to speak, but nothing came out. The calm in my tone, the steadiness in my posture, none of it left him room to continue his performance. A few guests exchanged uneasy glances, suddenly unsure of the man they'd been laughing along with. Nicole seemed stunned, her expression a mix of awe and regret. He let out an awkward chuckle, trying to salvage the moment. "Well, okay, you handled that pretty well," he muttered. I gave a small, polite nod and didn't say another word. Nicole clutched her glass a little too tightly, her usual light-hearted energy gone. The atmosphere changed. People no longer looked at me as the target of a joke, but at the contrast between Brandon's theatrics and my stillness. The room settled into a new rhythm, one shaped by an unexpected display of control. As the night went on, Brandon kept a noticeable distance, a hint of unease in his movements. Nicole stayed close, as if unsure whether to apologize or explain herself. I didn't press anything. I simply moved through the evening with quiet ease, letting conversation unfold naturally. The point had already been made without needing any escalation. Later, when Nicole pulled me aside, her voice dropped to a whisper. "I didn't think you'd respond like that. I thought he'd get to you." I gave her a gentle smile and rested a hand on her shoulder. Sometimes the best answer is to stay patient and let people expose their own intentions. Her eyes softened, filled with a quiet remorse. She realized she had misread my composure for passivity, not strength. What could have been an embarrassing situation had instead become a moment of clarity, one that carried far more weight than raised voices ever could. Weeks later, she admitted that the night had shifted something in her. She understood that careless teasing or testing boundaries could end differently than she expected. My calm didn't just silence Brandon. It re-established respect with a single, deliberate moment of authority. Guests left impressed. Brandon left embarrassed. And Nicole left humbled. I didn't brag or dwell on it. I let the consequences of his behavior speak for themselves. From that night on, Nicole's humor grew more considerate, her respect more genuine. Brandon never tried to provoke me again in any social setting. The evening became a quiet turning point. It reminded everyone, especially Nicole, that calm, measured confidence often speaks louder than any confrontation. And she never looked at my silence the same way again.